And we are back with Robbie Holder.
Thank y'all. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, we heard all your music, and it was phenomenal.
Thank you.
Great songs.
Appreciate it.
So this portion, we're going to kind of get to know you as a person, as a songwriter, all of it.
Right.
And as a soldier, too.
Well, I was a sailor, but we're a GI.
Well, yeah.
Government issue, one each.
Yeah, government guy.
Yeah, I'm a government guy. God.
So tell us a little bit about you. Where were you born and raised?
I was born and raised in Owensboro, Kentucky, in western Kentucky on the Ohio River.
Okay.
About 110 miles west of Louisville, Kentucky. And we like it there. It's a beautiful place and a lot of friendly people. Like I've talking to some of the people wave at you, and if you have a problem, you broke down, somebody will stop and help, and it's kind of like old country people. It's an old country time feeling place, you know.
Yeah, well, you stayed there, so it must be great.
I've been all over. I've lived in 6 states, but I've always come back to Kentucky, to Owensboro.
Were you an only child, or did you have siblings?
I have a brother.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
He's a comedian.
Oh, he's a comedian. You're a musician. Wow.
Well, he's just a natural comedian.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is he musical at all?
He listens to it.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're the one in the family that got the music gene.
You know, I'm a musician. I'm a songwriter, and I do this. My son plays at the Grand Ole Opry.
Really?
He plays fiddle.
Nice.
And he is the best musician in the family.
Wow.
I mean, I can sing and play and write stuff, but still, he picks up that fiddle, and it's like, that's it. Right
well,
there.
you might be able to use him in the studio and on the road.
I have.
Yeah, I bet.
He can't go on the road with me. He's going on the road with big people.
Oh, okay.
Dylan Carmichael. I don't know if you know who Dylan is. Look up the song "Son of a."
Oh, okay.
That's what it's called.
Okay.
And they were playing. Steve was there, playing the Grand Ole Opry, and I'm a son of a mama, a son of a dad. And when he did that, Jake pointed over. Man, I busted out crying.
Oh, how sweet!
It was.
That's great. So you had a lot of influence on him to get him where he was, I'm sure.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Well, he was in school, and they called me and said he had a good ear, a great ear. Mm-hmm. And they said, what instrument would you, and I'm thinking everybody plays a guitar, and so they put him on a violin.
Okay.
And he quickly was the first chair.
Nice.
I mean, he just picked it up. Jake's great. I mean, I'm not, Steve knows.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that because he's my son. I can show you stuff.
I believe you, yeah.
You don't walk on the Grand Ole Opry stage, you know what I mean?
Right.
Unless you got it going on.
And you've been married a long time.
Married, yes.
Same lady.
Belva Bates Holder. I love her. Sweet thing.
Oh.
She puts up with me and my 3 sons.
Bless her heart.
Yeah.
I understand. I feel her. I understand.
I just try to stay out of the way at this point. She got COVID about a couple months ago, and Steve and I played football till we were grown, and I've always tried to get her to quit smoking. Well, she got that COVID, and she hadn't smoked in 2 months, and man.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, that's great, but I'll tell you what. Ooh.
Little edgy.
I stay out of the way.
Yeah.
I'm like in the living room watching TV. Yes, dear.
And you just thought menopause was bad.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Oh man, I know it's a rough thing.
Yeah, I haven't let go of that yet. So, nicotine's a hard drug to kick. That's for sure.
It is.
So, when was it that you decided that you wanted to be a songwriter?
Oh, the first time I heard Hank Williams.
Yeah?
I was about 6 or 7.
Oh, wow.
And then the words just penetrated me. And I would actually sit out. Steve lived about a couple blocks from me. I would sit out on my steps. Hell, I was in the 2nd grade or something. And I'd sing Hank Williams. And his neighbors would come out and sit in lawn chairs.
Oh, how
and listen to
cute.
me. Yeah.
You put on a little concert for them.
Yeah, I was just doing my thing. You know, I
did that
loved
too
him.
with my neighbors.
Cool. Hey, if you love music, you know, it's a great thing.
Yeah.
It's a gift from God. God is the master musician.
He is.
That's
He
a
gives
fact.
us our gift of our talents for sure. Yeah. So, when did you write your first song?
It's probably 76. I got when I joined the Navy in 78 when I got out of high school, and I met so many talented people. I mean, great. I don't know, you know, I learned a lot.
Yeah.
And I got out when I got with a band in Texas, South Texas, and we traveled Victoria to, you know, Corpus, Cardsville, all over, Kerrville, I mean,
Yeah.
all over South Texas and played. And I've been doing it ever since. You know, I've been.
What's the name of your band?
The name of the band was kind of crazy. It wasn't my band. It's these guys. I was walking around singing, and this civilian tech rep worked with the Navy. He said, "Hey man, do you really sing, or you just sing all the time like this?" I said, "Well, I sing." He said, "Come to my house tonight. We're going to have a band rehearsal, and we'll see if you can sing."
Nice.
And I played with them from then on. I
Oh,
played
nice.
guitar with them, and
Uh-huh.
So what was the name of the band?
the Sugarfoot Brothers.
Sugarfoot Brothers.
I don't have any idea where they got that. the brothers were named Butcher, Jerry and Steve Butcher. I said, "Why don't you call it the Butcher Brothers?"
Yeah.
He had a reason. They were sweethearts,
Yeah.
and they could play. Piano player. Oh, they were great. Yeah.
Wow.
I
So
mean-
you said you went into the service in 78. How long were you in for?
I was in for 4 years.
That was enough.
Yes.
Yeah.
I served aboard the Dwight D. Eisenhower in a fighter squadron, F-14 squadron, out of Virginia Beach. The ship was in Norfolk, and when it left port, we boarded it. Steve went with me to a reunion here last year, Steve. Yeah, and saw a bunch of my buddies I haven't seen.
Oh, wow.
There was a lot of hugging and a few
bet.
tears and some good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great. It was great.
Now, you are considered disabled because of what you went through.
Yeah, I have PTSD. You know, I saw some things I wish I hadn't. Did some things I wish I hadn't, but let's just leave it at that.
Yeah. My son was in the Army, and he had the same experience, and he has PTSD. And,
I'll pray
Yeah.
for him.
yeah. But he's doing well, and you're doing well, so, hey,
As long as I can
hallelujah.
do this,
Right.
you know.
Right. It's very cathartic.
absolutely.
It's therapy.
It is.
Why
And you-
couldn't you?
I'm doing it, brother. Yeah. Thanks to people.
John Arthur for a minute. Why couldn't you?
Yeah, thanks to people like y'all.
You have some things that you were telling me that you wanted to chat about. Specific Diane Petty and
Yeah.
Greg Moore.
Diane Petty she worked with Jim Croce at ABC Records. And my wife and I went to see her. I was 28. And she puts on this cassette, and she's listening, and she stops it, and she puts her hands to her face like this, and I'm seeing tears dropping. And I'm looking at my wife, and she's looking at me. It's like she's going to throw us out. And she said, "Who's your favorite artist?" I said, "Well, Jim Croce, John Prine, Hank Williams, you know." She said, "I worked with Jim Croce." She said, she was wiping tears. She said, "You know why you need to change your music?" I said, "Why?" She said, "You sound too much like Jim Croce."
Oh,
She
wow.
said,
What
"There's
a compliment.
already been one." I do a lot of finger picking. But she said, "There's already been one, you know, so we don't need another one."
Oh, wow.
Oh, man. That's cool. Wow.
And he was actually coming to Dallas the night he was killed.
Yep.
And this is, for y'all that haven't seen it, I'm going to set it here for y'all to see because this is unusual that you would mention this. But this is a thing where I did the article in the newspaper
Wow, man.
that morning that he passed. We had tickets.
Oh, I'll tell you
down
what,
the wall over here.
I cried. I was 13. Steve and I were listening to him before he died.
Oh, wow.
You know,
His son's talented too.
he is, and he's playing his dad's music. You know, a man beat him, and he was blind. That's why he wears glasses, but he's got some of his sight back.
Oh, wow.
But a man that got with Jim Croce's wife after he was killed beat that boy
He
up.
sings like Dr. John.
Wow.
He's pretty good. He plays the piano normally,
Yes.
but him and another guy, they sound good.
Yeah.
They got the guitar licks down. That's pretty cool. Jim Croce was, man,
Yeah.
those two dudes could pick. That's real music right there.
Yeah.
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 People, these young guys, who? They don't even know.
Oh, yeah, I know.
It's like Eric Clapton, who? You know?
It's crazy. We need to educate our kids on real music.
You know, we grew up in the 70s and before, and that's when the music was good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
ZZ Top.
So where would you say, because I'm sure that you've gone many, many places to play your music and entertain people.
Mm-hmm.
What was your favorite place that you ever played?
Oh, the Beacon Theater in Virginia, Hopewell, Virginia. I do a lot of work for veterans. I do a lot of free shows for veterans. I'll drive the other side of the country.
Wow,
And
that's awesome.
Yeah. And I'm not the only one. I mean, I've got a lot of friends that do that. And that's the best way I know to give back. I'm not good at very many things. And I'm not saying I'm good at that, but that's
You
probably,
are good at that.
that's
Don't
probably
even discount that.
one of the best things that I do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's my way to give back to people. My whole goal, honestly, is when I play in front of an audience, I don't care if it's 1,000 or 5 people, I want to help someone out there. And I don't even need to know about it.
Yeah.
If I can just take your mind off all the crap that's going on in your life, you know, and just for a few minutes or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
I love it when I get texts from somebody say, man, your music touches me, and it's like, thank the Lord.
Well, it's very relatable, you know. It's
Thank you.
I think people can relate to what you have to say.
Thank you. We're going to find out here soon.
Yeah. Well, tell me what's going on soon.
Well, I'm right in the middle of recording, and I've got all the instruments are laid down in Nashville with those boys, and I have to go next week and lay down the vocals, and
Nice.
then however long it'll take them to mix it and whatnot. But I will send you guys a copy of it
Well,
on
that'd be
the through the internet,
Oh, that would be
so
wonderful.
you can have it, listen to it.
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Too bad you can't come back down with your release party.
I can come back down. It might not be that soon, but I would love to come back down here and play for you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this is a wonderful place.
Yeah, we'd love that.
This made the trip. You guys, really,
And
everybody in here is sweethearts.
who is Greg Moore?
Greg Moore. Greg Moore is from Evansville, Indiana. He graduated from high school and went to work for Frank Sinatra.
Really?
Yep. He knew who he was. Phenomenal.
Was he a friend of yours?
Oh yeah, I studied with him for 3 years.
Oh, well, heck.
He played with the Diamonds. Now I've got a grandson that's mixed. I'm not prejudiced,
Right.
but he's the only white boy in there. He's the lead guitar player for him, and the producer was blind, and his name was Bumps Blackwell. I mean, when he died, Greg Moore, Casey Kasem, Quincy Jones,
Oh, wow.
they were his pallbearers.
Oh, wow.
But he said, I don't know who this nigga is on a guitar, but he's badass. and he said, Greg said everybody got quiet, you know.
Uh-huh.
And he said, Mr. Blackwell, he's white. He said, ain't no white man that can play like that.
Oh, how funny.
Yeah, and he took him under his wing and taught him to produce, and Greg produced Thelma Houston, Bob Dylan.
Wow, a lot
Bunch.
of big names.
Yeah. He was wonderful, and became my friend, and got to where he didn't even charge me for lessons, but he made a mistake. I had to get up at daylight and be to work, at this time.
Right.
I worked 40 years, and Greg said, I mean, it got to where I was getting home 3 in the morning because we would party, hang out after the lesson and just. But I said, Greg, I can't do this anymore. What do you mean you can't do it? I said, man, I can't. Yes, you are. Yes, you can. And I couldn't. I graduated from it. I learned not everything he could have taught me.
Right.
He had so much knowledge.
That's great that
But
he did that
passed
for you.
away. I hate it. I'd love to shake his hand, tell him I love him one more time.
One day.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so. He told me one time that he said, you and I will not be back here again. I said, what's that mean? He said, we're not coming back here again.
Was he sick?
No, he was serious. Oh, he got a stomach infection. He died in like a week. It was real quick. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's kind of spooky when you look back on it, isn't it?
Well, I think what he was saying is, I don't know if he believed in reincarnation. He didn't say or what, but he was like, we've learned what we needed to learn here. Greg was. I love him. I love him.
Wow.
He'd come to my house. He looks like James Bond.
Oh, yeah?
Oh yeah, man. I mean, smooth, dressed up,
Oh,
good
yeah.
looking, standing there, and here's all these hillbillies, and he's right here, man. It's like, wow. They're like, hey, man, who's this cat in the living? Is that a lawyer?
Yeah,
No,
I
man,
bet.
that's
I bet he
Greg
stuck
Moore.
out like a sore thumb.
That's a great guitar player, man. Yeah.
Cool. Tell me about the last Honky Tonk music series.
Oh wow, man, that was vindication of a lot of years of hard work. You had to be invited to that series. We did concerts all over the country for veterans. It was based out of South Louisiana, Morgan City, Louisiana. Headed up by Scott Green and Bridget London. And there were, at the time, Bridget just couldn't do it anymore. She was taking on too much, and it was about to kill her. So the series, some of us still get together. We do what's called a concert of light. Jerry's been to several of them. This year we raised $57,500 for 5 veterans.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And the guy in charge of it. Now all we did was played.
Right.
But the guy in charge of it is a retired lieutenant colonel, and he's a hard guy. Mm-hmm. And he said, we're going to give y'all $500. And they were like, oh, man, that's great, And then he stumbled around a little bit, and he started crying. I'm like, wow, Don is shedding tears over there. And he said, he barely got it out, and he said, and we're going to give you an additional $10,000 apiece. And, man, one girl said her house just burnt down, and I heard someone walk up and say, I'm going to buy you furniture for your whole house.
Oh, wow. Isn't that great?
It is, and it's a spiritual cleansing when you see this. It's all love. I mean,
wow.
It's cool, isn't it, Jerry?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a great thing.
And tell me about the global who's who.
Yeah, they
Is that
contacted
you?
me. Well,
Are you a who's who?
they say I am.
All right.
They contacted me about my songwriting and they wanted to know about helping veterans. And matter of fact, I don't know if you guys know what that is, but if you look it up, they put a thing up on me about me nationwide out a couple of days ago. I haven't seen it, but they put it out. It's just kind of the story of my deal,
Right.
and every little bit.
Well, we need to
helps.
find it so we can put a link on your page so
Yeah.
when Randy gets you all set up that people can
Okay.
go to that as well.
Okay,
'Cause
yeah.
that's important.
Yeah.
That's an honor.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Who is they?
Who's who? The global who's who?
Global who's who?
Yeah, they're out of New York City,
All right.
and I have no idea how they found out about me. I had a studio in Boston that wanted me to come and record there, and but they wanted me to get my friends to pay for some of it. I'm like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, if you're calling me wanting me to record at your place,
Yeah.
then I think you can take care of that.
Yeah, they were going to put up half the money, and I'm like, well, I don't have the other half.
Yeah.
I mean, this Nashville thing is
Yeah.
it's deep. You know, it costs.
Right. And you have now all of your songs. Are they published by Albernob?
Albernob Publishing out of
Okay.
Oxford, Mississippi, and
Okay.
they're all registered with BMI.
BMI, okay. So they just publish and copyright for you.
Yes.
Okay.
And he does a lot of stuff for me.
That's nice.
Yeah, he's my friend. We write together. Both these guys I met. Tim, he's good as gold. Love
Ledford,
him.
Tim Ledford.
Tim
Yeah.
Ledford and Jean, his wife.
Okay.
Love them. Yeah, they've had some big time people. Y'all know who Dallas Moore is?
I don't personally know.
No. You know who Dallas Moore is, brother? Yeah, Dallas Moore. He's friends with Tim. That's just a lot of people. He's
Well plugged in.
absolutely, yeah, and good and as good as gold. You know, I love him.
Well, I'll tell you what you're doing for the veterans and just for us everyday people is amazing and wonderful. And you sharing your gift with everybody. That's that's exactly what the Lord wanted you to do.
Thank
So,
you. I'm trying.
Yeah,
And you guys, I can say the same thing about you guys. I watch some of these concerts. I'm like, wow.
Some amazing artists, huh?
Oh my goodness. I told Steve, I said, they're intimidating me a little bit.
Oh no, you rank right up there with them,
Thank
so
you.
you have
Thank
nothing
you.
to worry about.
Well, I love music, and I'm the kind of person, if I see you playing and you're good, I'm going to walk up to you and tell you, hey, that's good.
Right.
You know a couple of friends of ours.
Yeah, Jim Parker,
Oh, yeah.
Michael McMillan, they've both been
Oh,
here.
yeah, I played
Super guys.
played a lot of shows with Michael last year, just a few months ago. I've
Yeah.
known him for a couple of years, and Jim Parker, I've known Jim for 3 or 4 years, and we communicate a lot. He sends me music sometimes.
You know Danny O'Flaherty.
And I do.
Danny.
Well, we know each other, but not really personally. Which is, hey, how you doing? We played shows together.
Right,
But
right.
Michael told me, he said, I met my match. He's talking about that guy, you know.
Well, they did a show together here.
yeah.
It was great.
Oh, I love Michael. You know.
Oh, he's a super guy, and his wife is wonderful too.
Yes, she is.
Yeah.
Yes, she is. She's Alex.
Alex, yeah.
She's a sweetheart. Oh, I do too.
Yeah.
I love them both, man.
It's just, it's a big family. It's everybody knows somebody that we know. I mean, it's it's a big
everywhere I
family.
go.
Yeah.
Everywhere I go. Jerry's been with me. Steve's been with me some. Jerry's been with me a lot the last few years.
And Jerry and Steve are your friends that are here. So
Oh, yeah.
those people listening that can't see them, I promise they're sitting right here.
Yeah, Jerry Crabtree and Steve Arnold. Some you'll never find two better men.
And they're your road warriors.
Well, they're my friends.
That too.
They come with me when they can and when they want to. And
Yeah. That's
know,
great. That's
yeah.
great. And we have really loved having you and look forward to bringing you back again.
Oh, yes,
and,
I hope so.
Doing a show and
Yeah.
having fun.
Yeah, maybe next year we can do it, or later on.
Yeah.
This year, whenever.
That's CD release thing, Keep
Yeah.
it in mind. Well, I should say, probably not CD release, say album release or flash drive release.
Yeah. Absolutely. I'll get it to you, though.
Okay.
I'll get it to you guys.
Sounds wonderful. We
Yeah.
so look forward to it. Again, thank you so much for being with us here in the music room. And thank you for our listening audience. Keep tuning in. We so appreciate it. You are in the music room.
Yes. Thank you. It's a wonderful, wonderful place.
All right.
Well, I bet you don't remember the day I thought I'd die, when you told me you were leaving and I kissed my heart goodbye. Well, you couldn't help but notice how it tore me up inside, and I bet you thought you saw a cowboy cry. All the time we spent together just flashed across my mind, and it seemed like an eternity. before I could reply. And the tears welled up inside me as we stood there eye to eye. And I bet you thought you saw a cowboy cry. Yeah, the only time cowboys cry is when their horses die. And I bet you thought you saw a cowboy cry. All the time we spent together just flashed across my mind. It seemed like an eternity before I could reply. And the tears welled up inside me as we stood there eye to eye. And I bet you thought you saw a cowboy cry. Yeah, the only time cowboys cry is when their horses die. And I bet you thought you saw a cowboy cry. Could have floored me with a feather, and I know that I turned pale. Oh, the thought of losing you was worse than 50 kinds of hell. And as you rode off in the sunset, some dust got in my eyes, and I bet you thought you saw a cowboy cry. Yeah, the only time cowboys cry is when their horses die. And I bet you thought you saw a cowboy cry. Yeah, the only time cowboys cry is when their horses die. And I bet you thought you saw a cowboy cry. Happy trails. Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
And that song was also co-written with Jimmy Decker, right?
Yes. When the war was finally over, me and Dad had some time. He said, son, it's time for fishing. There's honeysuckle on the vine. He'd done a lot of living, and he tried to tell me all the reasons why. He'd seen the world's hopes built up and torn down with a lie. And honeysuckle makes me cry. I remember me and Granddad walking down a dusty road, him teaching me about nature, things everybody ought to know. How he loved my grandma and how she loved honeysuckle vine, and how he wondered why she had to leave long before her time. And honeysuckle makes me cry. Now when I die, just bury me along some old roadside. I don't need no fancy coffin, an old pine box will do just fine. I don't want no fakey funeral, just a party for all those friends of mine. And if anybody brings me flowers, make it honeysuckle vine. Honeysuckle makes me cry. Yeah, honeysuckle makes me cry. Thank you. Appreciate it. Hope you are enjoying these songs. I don't know about you, but I'm tired of this old blue highway. Keep telling myself, hey, tomorrow's gonna be a good day. Dark clouds ahead and the wind is starting to blow. The rain's moving in and it's time for you to go. Don't give a damn if it rains. I've always liked it better that way anyway. Feels like a cold front is moving this way, and I don't give a damn if it rains. Oh, let it rain. I'm tired of your lies and I'm tired of you being untrue. You're accusing my heart of things that I didn't do. I do believe it's time you be moving on. Yeah, we had us some fun, girl, but we played this thing out way too long, yeah. I don't give a damn if it rains. I've always liked it better that way anyway. It feels like a cold front is moving this way. I don't give a damn if it rains. Oh, let it rain. I don't know about you, but I'm tired of this trouble and pain. Don't cry about the storm, 'cause I don't give a damn if it rains. Call you a cab, catch you a train. I'm telling you, woman, and I'm saying it plain. Don't give a damn if it rains. Oh, let it rain. Thank you. Appreciate y'all very much. Had my chances to run, but I'll stand my ground and I'll be here when it all goes down. I've accepted the man I am and I face my fears, and I'm still here. And I've earned my scars, some against my will, standing in these lights with my guitar still, and the whining of the road rings in my ears, and I'm still here. I ran into the night, and it was darker than dark. And I walked in the sunshine with a full and happy heart. And I've had more than my share of smiles and tears. And I'm still here. And I've earned my scars, some against my will, standing in these lights with my guitar still. And the winding of the road rings in my ears. And I'm still here. With blood on my strings, sweat on my brow, finish this show anyhow. Pack up all my gear. Yeah, I'm still here. My life is a song playing out right here. It talks about my joy and my pain. It's covered with age, stained by sweat and tears. And I'm still here. And I've earned my scars, some against my will, standing in these lights with my guitar still. And the winding of the road rings in my ears. And I'm still here. Yeah, the winding of the road rings in my ears. And I'm still here. Thank you. Appreciate y'all.
And we're glad you're still here.
Ever since you learned to crawl, I've been learning to let you go. It still breaks my heart, been a long, long time ago. I can still recall you saying, Daddy, I do it myself. Then you split your head wide open when you climbed that kitchen shelf. And in your first day of school, saw you smiling back at me as you stepped up on that school bus that took you down the street. Safe travels, son, I love you. And I'll say a little prayer that you really like your teachers. Make friends and won't be scared. Just follow all the rules, and we'll see you back at home. Don't you fret and don't forget, we're just down the road. Safe travels. Memories of pictures of a child that is now grown. Home runs and high school dances, broken hearts and broken bones. Goes faster than you think, and you just can't slow it down. Now your bags are in the trunk as you head out of town. Safe travels, son, I love you. And I'll say a little prayer when you get to where you're going. What you're looking for is still there. Just do what you gotta do, and we'll see you back at home every chance you get. And don't forget, we're just down the road. You have always made me proud. I haven't always told you that out loud. I know you'll make it on your own, and all I have to do is let you go. Safe travels, son, I love you. And I'll say a little prayer When you get to where you're going, what you're looking for still there. Just do what you gotta do, and we'll see you back at home every chance you get. And don't forget, with us down the road, safe travel.
Yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate that.